Hi students. So today we are going to discuss the topic on classification and principles of surveying. So in the previous video we have seen the introduction of surveying and some of the basic concepts of surveying and definition of surveying. So now let us see the classification of surveys based on instruments used. Objectives. On completion of this topic you would be able to understand what is the classification of survey. So we have seen the definition of surveying and concept of surveying and uses of surveying, and this surveying is also divided into some of the number of types. So those we are going to see now. So here the classification of surveying is divided into based on nature of field of survey. That means on the field, okay, depending upon the climatical regions on the land surface, we will be doing the field survey, okay, that is with the instruments and chain, tape, iron pegs, ranging rods, instruments, okay. So by doing in the field on the natural ground level, that is called based on nature of the field survey. And next one is based on the object of survey. So the next one is based on object of the survey. So this is determined on the object of surveying. So this will be the classification of surveying. So let us see the classification of surveying. So first of all, based on nature of the field of survey, that is we are having land surveys. We are having the land surveys and hydrographic or marine surveys. So first of all you can see what are the land surveys. So these land surveys which are doing in the cities, towns, villages, in any place, okay, taking the measurements on the ground levels and taking the ground levels with the help of instruments. So those we will call it as the land surveys. And in the hydrographic or marine surveys also we can see depending upon the topographical regions, okay, that is in the forestal areas and in the climatical zones and in the hilly areas. And next in the marine also, marine means it is related with water where the seashore areas and places are there. Those are the marine surveys we will be doing. So nothing but an astronomical surveys. So these astronomical surveys are also, it is done on the ground surface. So generally these astronomical surveys are also, they will be learning about the astronomical on the surfaces. So in land surface, let us see very clearly. Land surveys are further divided into topographical survey. So the first it is divided into the topographical survey, and next it is divided into the cadastral survey. So the topographical survey means you can see with the help of map cities, towns, villages, hills, mountains, rivers, lakes. So everything can be find out in the topographical survey. And in the cadastral survey we can find out the routes and rivers of the in the regions, okay. And next one is city survey. So this city survey is done in the cities. So generally measuring the regions, whatever the places are there, and taking the measurements. And next is topographical survey. So in topographical survey, it consists of horizontal and vertical location of certain points by linear and angular measurements. So this is the topographical survey. This topographical survey is related with the horizontal and vertical location. So generally they are in the we can see hills and mountains, very largest places will be there. So they will be in the horizontal and vertical position. So where we can take the linear and angular measures on that places, we can say it is topographical survey, okay. And Moreover, it is deals with the determination of the natural features. So this topographical survey which deals with the natural features, that is just hills, valleys, rivers, lakes. So what I am saying, you can see hills are the very largest height it will be there. They will be in the moreover the in the forestical regions, and valleys are also in the forest regions only. So these rivers we can see in villages, towns and cities also, and the lakes which are formed artificially by the nature. So on the topographical map survey, after doing the topographical map survey, we can find out these all the things. And next is determination of artificial features. So we will be determining the artificial features. So what are the artificial features? We can be find out roads, railways, canals, towns, villages. So by topographical maps, so for example you can see in any smartphone you can see the GPS maps. So in the GPS map, if you enter the location or any latitudes digits, you can see find out the location also. So same like that in the topographical survey also, the surveys which are doing on the field, we can see that roads also can be find out the length of the roads, where from starting to ending where it is going, and how many tons are there in the roads. And railways are also we can find out the railways are also what are the how many routes are there for the railways, from which places the railways are starting and going, and in which districts, which states the railway routes are there, whether under the railways lines any bridges or any other canals are going or not, water flowing, anything will be happening. Oh, so that will be find out in the topographical survey. And we can see the towns and villages also in the topographical surveys. So that's why the topographical survey is very very important in the civil engineering for surveying. And next is preparation of contour maps. So this is another category. So these contour maps are important maps. So those are nothing but just like imaginary lines which shown on the ground on the map surface. Okay, so the imaginary lines which are there on the ground surface, which will be shown and drawn on the map, it is known as the contour maps. So by these contour maps we can find out the ground levels also, and we can find out the undulating areas, steep slopes, okay, side slopes. So okay, we can see, find out the valleys and rivers, so lakes, so whatever the and dams capacity of reservoirs. So we can find out with the contour maps for that structures also. And next one is cadastral survey. What is cadastral survey? It is deals with taking additional details like boundaries of fields, houses and other properties. So that means taking additional details means taking the data of others. Okay, so they are taking the data of others, and they are taken the boundaries of fields also. Okay, from the boundaries of fields they are taking the points, and at the houses also the points will be located. So this is the cadastral survey. And next, to fix boundaries of municipalities, states. So we can take the example, for every city a boundaries will be there. Okay, for in the municipalities offices also, this is the boundary region you can see. And we can see the, suppose example, so this is a plot is there. Okay, a plot is there. So this is our plot. Okay, so for this plot we will be keeping the boundary stones. Have you identified any time? So at the four corners we will be keeping the boundary stones. So this boundary stone shows that this plot area is under the this boundary stones control. Okay, up to here the plot is the someone's plot. Okay, so meanwhile if any municipal office is beside there, okay, so it is also located with the boundary stones. So showing that boundaries here nothing but they show the, that is the limit and the place of the boundary. Okay, and for the every state also we will have the boundaries. So for we can see the Telangana state and Maharashtra or Gujarat, the states which are there, for every state the boundaries will be there. Okay, and here next is city survey. So what is city survey? In the name itself we can identify whatever the surveys are done in the cities, it is called city survey. So it is deals with preparation of layout of plots. So this city survey is deals with the preparation of layout of plots. So generally what I have said now, so this is a plot. Okay, so for every people we will having the generally agriculture fields will be there, housing plots will be there. Okay, so which are these plots are there, we will be creating keeping the boundary stores for the at the edges of the plot. And next is planning and construction of streets. So with the city survey, you can see uh, roads and pipelines will be work will be done. Okay, so this is a colony is there. So if any houses are there here beside here, so for that they have to do the survey so that road can be come in between the houses. Okay, so same like that we will do the planning also. So what is the planning? The planning is nothing but before the work what to do or which the project is going to be started, so that should be estimated and designed is called planning. So this planning is very important for the surveying also. And next is design of water supply and sewage schemes. So with the help of this city survey, we can lay out the roads and we can lay out the sewage just like pipelines also. So beside the roads we can keep the pipelines also. So these pipelines also will be supplying to the towns and cities and villages and from house to houses also. So that is nothing but designing of water supply and the sewage schemes which is under the drainages also, without disturbing the traffic or people, without disturbing the houses or any roads. So these sewages also will be constructed at the bottom of the roads or at the sides of the roads. So for that we have to do the city survey, because from where to where the sewage should be go. Okay, from where it will be started and where it should be ended, the sewage should be constructed. And just like water also, so from overhead tank if the water is supplied, okay, this is called the overhead tank. So when the water is supplied here, it is going to the houses. So it is going to the every houses and buildings. So from that where it will be distributed, so that should be taken. So that is regarding the water supply. Okay, so if we are getting the tap water in our houses means that is regarding the designing of water supply. And the next one is hydrographic surveys. So what are the hydrographic surveys? It deals with bodies of water for the purpose of navigation. So what do you mean by navigation? It is the done by the navigation facilities of water related on the submarines. Okay, so regarding to the our police department, just like the navigation will be there and water supply. Okay, so this navigation shows the in the which route the plane should be moved. So you can see the aeroplanes will be going on the top of the surfaces, so they should be moving in the particular route. So that is nothing but hydrographic surveys. And the jet planes, rockets which we are going, so those are all related with the navigation. And in the water also, the submarines which are moving under the ground in the water, so the particular route should be there. So those are comes under the navigation. And water supply, the supplying of water moving from one place to another place, that also should be done in the hydrographic surveys. The next is harbor works. So the name harbor means shipyard. Shipyard means where the ships will be staying at the nearby the ocean. Okay, so there the harbor works which are related, the ship works which are there, those are called hydrographic surveys. So more hydrographic surveys deals with locating shorelines. So what are the shorelines it will be located, and estimation of water flow and determination of shape of areas beneath the water surface. So let us see now first what is shorelines. So the locating of shorelines means these shorelines are nothing but where the sea, where the sea water meets the land. Okay, where the sea water is at the edge of the water, where the sea which meets the land. Okay, that at the seashore we will be saying. Okay, sea shorelines are nothing but seashore. So where the water is at the near the land, so that is called the locating shorelines. So we will this there is the shoreline which will be decided from the hydrographic surveys. Okay, and we will be estimating the water flow, how much quantity of water is flowing in the dams or reservoirs and in the overhead tanks. So water is pumping out from one place to another place, then how much quantity of water is required, so that is regarding the estimation of water flow. And the next is determination of shape of areas beneath the water surface. So under the water surface also we will be estimating the surface. Okay, so these are called the hydrographic surveys. And the next is astronomical survey. So it offers the surveyor means of determining the absolute location of any point or line on the surface of the earth. So on the surface of the earth we can see it will be offers the surveyor, that means determining the absolute location of any point. On the surface we should be determining the a location. Okay, that is called the astronomical survey, and it consists in observations to the heavenly bodies. So it is regarding to the heavenly bodies. So this astronomical survey is also generally, so here we can see the heavenly bodies, some of the examples which are there. So they will be in the space just like sun, moon, planets. Okay, so they will be moving in in the space. So those are called the heavenly bodies. And in the astronomical survey, it is the survey which is determining the surveying in the space, so that there the space agencies which are their satellites. Okay, and where the rockets will be moving to the top of the surface, so they will be determining the surveying in the space. So these are called the astronomical surveys. And the next, let us see the classification of survey. So up to now we have seen the types of surveys. Now let us see the classification of survey. So this is based on nature of object of survey. First of all we will see on the object. Okay, nature of object. What is nature? On the field. Okay, on the atmosphere we are going to the survey, and that is first one is archaeological survey. So this is the first one is archaeological survey. This is for unearthing relics of antiquity. So that means in the archaeological survey, what are the surfaces on the any other there? Okay, that is unearthing relics of antiquity. So next is geological survey. So here for determining the different strata in the earths. Okay, we will be determining the different strata in the earth. So geological survey, the meaning is under the ground. Okay, under the ground surface, under the ground surface at the bottom of the surface up to the earth crust. Earth crust means the center of the earth surface at the bottom of the ground levels. Okay, so that is called the different earth strata. So there the surveying also will be done under the surface. In the archaeological survey also we can see. So in the archaeological survey we will be find outing the previous in olden age BC's monuments. Okay, historical forts which are available under the ground surfaces, any other gold items, any other gold coins which are available, just like those are called the archaeological survey. So they will be doing the research on the previous, the olden ages of kings and kingdoms of previous places where the historical places are there, that will be done in the archaeological survey. So that's why they will be find out in the daily a new thing in their survey department. So this is the classification of surveying on the nature. And next, mine surveys. So these mine surveys are also done under the ground level. So for what purpose they will do the mine surveys? For exploring mineral wealth. For exploring mineral wealth, for that example is coal, okay, iron ore, coal, iron ore. So these are the, and gold also will be available at the under the ground surfaces. So for exploring mineral wealth they will be find out in the where the minerals are there under the ground surfaces, okay. So they will be find out in this also. uh, and next, gold, coal, petroleum, etc. So there are three examples also given. So that is nothing but these are called the mine surveys. And the next is military surveys. So in military surveys they will be doing to determine routes and points of strategic importance. That means they will be determining the in the military services from which place to which place we have to move. So that is to know the enemy's places by find out in the routes and points of strategic importance which are located by the terrorist or any other police camps, okay. So that can be determined by the military services, okay. In the military service they can be identifying the everything. So that's why our survey is very very important in the all engineering sectors. And the next one is engineering surveys. So what is the engineering surveys? So it is deals with collection of data necessary for design of engineering works like roads. You know everyone, the roads are very important. So to construction of roads we have to do the engineering survey, okay. How this survey will be done in the engineering survey? So first of all, if you want to construct a road, generally how we will be constructing the road, why we prefer the road first? So this road is required for the transportation facilities for the people. So in a village or a town, if the roads are not there properly, so there we have to construct the road by taking the survey. So what in the what way we have to do survey? If suppose a new construction road is doing in any other forest areas or any place. So first we have to do the greenery. That is nothing but we have to remove the trees and any other dust particles on the ground surface. It should be clean it. Then we have to dig it the soil and we have to lay the road. So for road we have to take the ground levels also, because how the ground is in the undulating or slope, steep slope, we have to check it. So for the construction of roads the surveying is very very important, okay. And next, railways. So this is another important. So these railways are nowadays it is the largest network in the India. So not only in India, we can see in the all over the world, railways are the prominent role in the regions. So they are the longest networks which are connected from one place to another place simultaneously. So how they were connected from one state to another state and one city to another city, that is before done the survey. So the people who are the engineers were taken the survey from one city to another city by calculating the ground levels and by crossing the rivers, canals, drainages, any other obstacles which are there. Okay. So by clearing them, they will be constructing a railway tracks or railway road. So that's why this survey is done before construction of anything. It is example for the roads or railways and for the building also. For any structure, before the surveying is important. So without the surveying, without properly we cannot construct any structure. And the next is reservoirs. So these reservoirs are found out by the ground levels under the at the where the river water is moving on, where the canal waters are flowing on, where the subsurface of the soil is related to the water. So that is related here. Okay. So in that places the reservoirs also calculated, and how much the capacity of the reservoir water facility will be calculated, and we will be calculating the contour levels which are using this in the engineering surveys. So we can find out the depth of the reservoir also, and we can calculate the area of the reservoir also. How much the area is there, how much quantity of water will be stored in a reservoir. So that can be estimated by the engineering surveys. So that's why this much uses are there with the help of survey. Okay, so not only for the roads and railways and reservoirs, more we can do with the engineering services. Next, further it is subdivided into recurrent survey and preliminary survey. So these engineering surveys are divided into the two categories. One is recurrent survey and the another one is preliminary survey. So let us see what is recurrent survey, and the third one is a location survey. So what is recurrent survey? So recurrent survey, it is to determine feasibility and rough cost of the scheme. So in recurrent survey, after preparing the taking the levels of preparing the survey sheet data, then we will be calculating or determining the feasibility. Okay, that means we are preparing the report of the recurrent survey, and we will be preparing the rough cost of the scheme also. How much the cost of the scheme will be there, that will be prepared by the recurrent survey. Okay, so that is known as our recurrent survey. Next, it is done by inspecting the area and using minor instruments if necessary. So that means we will be inspecting the areas which are there. Okay, that is in the recurrent survey. We will be inspecting the areas and using the minor instruments. So minor instruments just like Abney level, pantograph. So these are we are going to learn in the upcoming classes, but I am saying the minor instrument names. Okay, planimeter. So those are known as with the help of them we will be find out in the areas also. Those called recurrent survey. And the next is preliminary survey. What is the preliminary survey? So these surveys are used for collecting more precise data by using necessary instruments. So in the preliminary survey, we can collect the data. Okay, we can collect the data by using the instruments. So in surveying, we are having the different types of instruments. Based on the surveying, we will use the instrument. So for all surveying, we will not use only the one instrument. So depending upon the survey types, we will be using the instruments. So mean same like that only here. In the preliminary survey, these surveys are used for collecting more precise data. That means in the preliminary survey, we will be collecting the data reports. That is with the help of instruments. So let us see here to choose best location for the work. In the preliminary survey, we will choose the best location for the work. For example, if you want to construct a school building, so where you will do the survey, nearby city or nearby town, in any near village, but the atmosphere should be very peaceful and without any disturbance for the students. So in that place we will locate the best location for the work. And if you want to construct any other hospital So it should be nearby the cities. So there we will be constructing the survey, and after that hospital will be constructed. So for this we have to collect the data. So whatever the data you are collecting for the any project or any for the structure work, that is known as the preliminary survey. And next, to estimate exact quantities and cost. In the preliminary survey, we will be estimating the exact quantities and cost. So how we will be estimated? By taking the surveys, by calculating the ground levels, okay, any other estimates which are prepared, so that will be taken from the preliminary survey only, and we will be identifying the cost also. So that's why preliminary survey we prefer the before survey. And the next is location survey. In the name itself, we can see where the location is there, the point, we can find out the location survey. And these surveys are used for setting out the works on the ground from data collected and plans prepared in the preliminary surveys. So here the location survey is nothing but it is taken from the data of preliminary surveys. So from the preliminary surveys, the data which is prepared in the preliminary surveys. So for example, you see they have prepared the data for the school building or a college building. So whatever the data will be there, site location, ground levels of site, boundaries of the ground levels, and place of the location, area of the location. So what type of soil it is, a report will be there, and ground is in the which shape, undulating or curve or square or rectangle, and how the weather will be there in 365 days, whether the city is far away from the location. So these are all called the data. Whether the nearby materials will be available or not, whether the people persons for the labor work will be available or not. Okay, so these all things will be estimated. That is known as the location survey. Okay, after that we will prepare the plan regarding the structure. Whether it a house, we will be drawing the plan up to the how many floors are there. Whether it is school, drawing the school rooms, classrooms, okay, staff rooms, everything. Whether it is a hospital, hospital beds room, doctor room, okay. So this will be prepared by the preliminary survey data. So that's why we prefer the engineering surveys are very important. So once again we revise here, let us see once again back. So this is very important question, classification of surveying. So in this only the nature of object of survey is very important. So this archaeological survey is done in nowadays very frequently. So they will be doing the research on the historical items and monuments which are available from the forts, temples, okay. So museums will be kept from the archaeological survey. So we are having the department that is Archaeological Survey of India also. So in that Archaeological Survey of India, we can see what are available up to the now. The materials will be seen there. So for that, they will have a brief history for every material. So meanwhile, like in the geological survey also, we will be find out in the under the earth crust, okay, up to the earth surface bottom, the how the earth was at the bottom and any minerals are available, just like gold, coal, petroleum or oil, anything. So if it is available, how to take it out? Then they will be calculating how much of area oil and gold is available. So that is will be determined on the geological survey. So that is the here very important geological survey. So like that only these mine surveys are also very important. So this is also done under the ground, but it is different. But for coal we will be doing nowadays regularly, and for gold in South Africa the mine surveys will be going on. And for petroleum you can see in Arab countries or our foreign countries in our Mumbai also the petroleum will be going on. So these are all the mine surveys will be done. And in the military surveys you can see we can where the militaries are there the military surveys will be done. So not in all the places, only in the military surveys, military areas which are there, just like their borders, the border secured, okay, at the city outskirts, India border or any other country's border. So they will be determining the military surveys, so that they will find out in the roads and points of strategic importance. And in engineering service also we have seen that roads, railways and reservoirs will be find out, and it is divided into weakness and pregnant location survey. So these are the our classification of surveying. So these are also city survey, hydrographic survey, cadastral survey is also very important. So in cadastral survey, if we have the doubt regarding the boundaries of fields, okay, just like I have said, these are the boundaries of fields, okay, and houses also. So we will be fixing the boundary stones at the border or corner of the plot areas or agricultural fields, okay, cities, towns also. So this is a cadastral survey, and in the topographical survey we can see our GPS also. By CPS also we can identify the places where it is there. So but here after doing this topographical survey, it will be drawn on the map. So that is regarding the topographical map. So next is the land surveys, hydrographic or marine surveys and astronomical surveys. Okay, so these are the topics which we have discussed today. So these are very important topics for the examination also. Cadastral, topographical, city survey, hydrographic surveys. Examples given: navigation, water supply, harbor works. So this navigation is nothing but you can see where the navigation officers are there, just like in the space also they will be doing the surveys. So the jet planes and which are used for the navigation uses, so their routes will be determined in the navigation surveys. The ships to move from one place to one place also, this navigation survey will be useful. So these are the surveys we have seen today. Engineering surveys and reconnaissance survey, preliminary survey, location survey. So finally, summary, we have discussed today classification of surveying based on nature of the field of survey and based on the object of survey. So thank you. I hope everyone have understood. Have a nice day.